Welcome to Heal People, Healing People. My name is Trish, a woman who learned the hard way that healing isn't a straight line. It's a whisper, it's a break, it's a rise, it's a journey back to yourself after trauma, hurt, or pain that stole your voice. This podcast was born out of my own healing, the night I cried out, the prayers I whispered, and the moment God reminded me that my story was not meant to stay silent. Every wound that I survived became a testimony, and every testimony became a bridge for someone else. Here, we honor the truth that healed people never stands alone. We reach back, we lift up, we pour in love into every place that was once bled. This is where healing meets purpose. This story turns into strength, and this where community becomes medicine. Welcome home. Heal people, healing people. Our guest star today is Miss Frances Beverly. Our title for our episode 5 is Holding Faith Through Illnesses, Caregiving, and Calling. So, Miss Frances, can you share a early faith journey and how you came to know God and what shaped your walk with
Mm,
God?
absolutely. Early on, I lived in a small community, which was a very small community. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody helped everybody. And there was a church in that community just right down the street from me. And I early on, I remember walking to that church. I remember Sunday school was my main thing. Seemingly, I'm sure I did, morning service and all. But Sunday school, this sticks in my mind. Sunday school was my main love, and so there were, and I was small, probably 7 years old maybe, and it was a class called the card class, and there were little cards with stories about Jesus on it, and I remember that so well, and I think it really gave me a love for Sunday school too,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I started, and I remember the teachers and the leadership in the church, poured into us, and just basic lessons from Sunday school.
I just love hearing again how kids are just and testimony how little kids just came to know Christ. Like my daughter said, I think it was a year and a half ago. She was like, "Mommy, can I get baptized?" And I'm like, I said, "Do you know what baptized?" And she was like, "When they put you underwater and you confess God."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Well, okay, little girl."
That's
So,
awesome.
and it was a little joke because Elder Tim is the one who baptized her, and he was like, she was ready, like she was gonna dip herself if I didn't do.
That's
So I just
awesome.
love hearing stories like that when people are young because
Mhm.
that means you're gonna still be on fire for God, and especially I call us seasons now.
Right,
I don't
right.
call us old. I call us
Right,
seasons.
right.
So
Yeah.
it stays with us as well. So do you have anyone who poured into you when you was young
Yeah, like I
spiritually?
said, the elders at our church, the pastors, the our neighbors, the
Mhm.
ones that really knew Christ, they did. Just the community, the small tight
Community.
community. Yeah.
I love that. I came from a big city, so
Mm.
it's really hard. But the ones who did a profound, you still remember that. Like I
Mhm.
told you, I came from a Catholic
Mhm.
religion, and then when I finally came to church,
Mhm.
that one pastor what I had at 14 when he told me about serving, like you have to act like God is watching you at all time, and
Absolutely.
He is.
He is.
But like if you're cleaning the bathroom, would you mess not pick up the trash or would you not just clean it
Mhm.
or nobody gonna know? You
Or
got
halfway.
always, yep, halfway. Thank you for helping me. So I do I mean people do leave little nuggets. I call them nuggets
They are.
when you're
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through your cancer and serious health challenges and can you talk about a moment during those that journey when your faith was truly tested?
Okay. Yes. Well, in 2007, I had an incidental finding of colon cancer. My doctor had said, I went to the doctor. I always had nervous stomach.
Mhm.
Some people just have nervous stomach. So I always had it. But it was kind of bothering me a little bit more. And
Mhm.
so I went to the gastro doctor. And I told him about my symptoms and stuff. He said, "Oh, you just that's just your nervous stomach." And um, I said, "Well, he was talking like, I didn't need a colonoscopy." And he said to me that I frowned at him, like
Mm-hmm.
made a frown. And he said, "Well, I'm just gonna do it for you, but you don't need that."
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, he calls me, just apologizing. Miss Beverly, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He said, "But we did find something." He said, it's colon cancer. And he said, the only reason that I biopsied that little place was because my intestines were like folded, like an accordion. They were folded. And he said, I did biopsy that part, and it was colon cancer. And so after that, I had surgery on both sides of my colon, took out large amounts of colon, really. And I've done well ever since then. That was 2007, and I'm yet here to thank God for. I mean, I never was really sick, never was in the bed. I was diagnosed the end of May. I had surgery the end of June. By July the 4th, I always remember this. By July the 4th, I was at home feeling fine.
Mm-hmm.
So to God be the glory. To
Amen.
God be the glory.
Amen.
And I haven't had any really, there are a little side effects, but nothing really major since. And that's 18 years. I can't help but give God glory for that. It's nobody but God.
It got to.
Nobody. And I do know two people that have had the exact same cancer. They passed. They both
Mm.
they both passed. And I just thank God.
I
Thank him.
I understand that because I've been um this year and last year. I had 4 cancer scares.
Wow.
Um, all the tests kept on coming back negative, except this last one, but it's benign.
Hmm.
But I understand it only but God. And
Nobody.
through that step, I was like, at the first one, you know, I was a little worried. My faith was a little tested, so I wanted everybody to pray for me.
Hmm.
The second one, I was like, okay, maybe I could do it. Maybe I gotta ask God. Maybe God is trying to tell me something.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna ask for it. Now, if you pray for me, it's okay, but I'm gonna pray for myself.
Hmm.
And this third one, I was like, okay, I could do it. If God give it to me, then that's what God wanted me to go through.
Absolutely.
And then all of them, they was like, I don't know. We saw it on the last test, but we ain't seeing it now.
Hmm.
But this last one, I was like, okay, God, I'm just trusting you.
Hmm.
And then when they told me it was benign on the chest, the breast, and I was like, whoa, okay, it's benign.
Hmm.
They was like, you don't have to worry, we'll just watch it for 5 years. And I was like, God, okay. Other ones, you just they couldn't find it, but this one, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have faith in God and just believe that God's gonna do what
Absolutely.
He's gonna do.
Absolutely. God has a purpose.
Hmm.
I believe that He has a purpose in everything that happens in our lives. We may call it bad, but it's never bad because
Mm.
God has a purpose, and because we know God, it's never bad because
Hmm.
He's with us.
Yeah.
He's just with us. When I first got to that, I'll tell you this little story. When I first was diagnosed, we went back to the to my regular doctor. He was saying, "Oh, it's terminal. You don't have long to live," and all that. Well, I think he had not really done his research, but anyway, it was on a Wednesday, and I forget it. And my husband and I were going to Bible class. And so we went to him, and then we left the doctor's office, of course. And my husband said, I think we just need to go somewhere and cry. Because he was concerned. I said, well, no, we're going to be okay. We're going to be. So we went to Bible class.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. Yeah. The first cancer, when they thought I had cancer, they had just released me out the hospital, and
mm,
it was wash night.
wow.
And I said, they was like, do you want somebody to drive you? I was like, no. I said, you know where I need to be?
All right.
I'm gonna be in church.
All right.
And
Purpose.
everybody kept on asking me, you supposed to be now? I'm like, no, I'm gonna come here.
All right.
I need something from God.
Le-
So I didn't tell them at that point. They
mhm,
thought I had cancer, but I was
mhm.
like, no, I'm coming here.
Absolutely.
I need a word from
Absolutely.
God.
Hmm.
So
Isn't it
yeah,
good when we know that we know that we know about God?
yeah,
That that's
it's
that it
just
means everything. It means life. It just
it
means life.
does.
Yeah.
It does. So did you ever question God, and how did he answer you?
Of course I did. Everybody do. We're all human, we're human. And down through the years, that's like I said, it's been 18 years, but down through the years, I remember one time I was in my bathroom. Something happens with me in the bathroom with the Lord.
Yes.
Oh, that's my place.
Mine's too.
That's where I was even called, in the bathroom. Yes. So anyway, I was in the bathroom praying about it, and I said, "Well, Lord, what do you, what? Tell me what you want me to know." And that was the 12th year. That was at 12 years. I never forget it. And I was praying, and he said, "Well, let me tell you this." He said, "Have you suffered as long as the lady with the issue of blood yet?" Needless to say, I didn't say anymore. Purpose,
Yeah,
purpose.
he did, cause I always heard growing up, not you're not supposed to question him.
Mm-mm.
So I'll be like, God, but I'm a little special, but why me? And I just heard a little small voice, and why not you?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay,
That was my understanding too. I mean, of course we have, I mean, we're going to have these emotions, these feelings, and I know God knows that we're going to have them. So the best thing is to talk it out with him, to pray about it, just to pray about it. But just knowing him and knowing that he's with you, whatever goes on, he's with you. Yeah, we're going to go through depression sometimes. We're going to have feelings, we're going to have emotions, we're going to cry, but God knows about us. And all we have to do is uh, that have that relationship with him where we can actually talk to him and tell him all about it.
Yeah.
And
And
just a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
it does, because, like you said, I do suffer from well, not mental illness, but issues. I do suffer with depression, and they diagnosed me bipolar. So, I've been working with God. Well, I'm not been working with God. I asked God to work with me
Mm-hmm.
to not be what they labeled me.
No, right, absolutely.
And when I do get into those funks, I just go to God. I'll be like, God, I be yelling out, like you said, the bathroom. That's where I yell it out, cry, boogers fly, and
Mm-hmm.
then I come back out the bathroom and be like, okay, I can do this now.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
read your scriptures on healing. That
mhm,
that helps me. Just to keep the word of God is it's true and right. It's just true and right, and it's our blueprint. So like healing. Read those scriptures on healing, and just the enemy. See, because we have an enemy,
mhm,
we're gonna have those thoughts too.
yeah,
We're gonna have those thoughts, but this will override.
yeah,
This will override those thoughts
it does.
because God is our healer. Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53, tells us that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquity. The chastisement of his peace was upon his shoulders, and with his stripes we
Yeah.
are healed.
Hmm.
Now we're going to be we have to confess it with our mouth. We
Yeah.
have to confess it with our mouth. We are healed.
Yeah. I love that. I keep on, like, when I'm going through something hard, I say, you know what, God, you said you will never forsake us. You're not a man that
Absolutely.
should not lie.
No.
So I'll be like, that's what Past Bishop said. That's what the elders been saying. So I'm gonna go do it. And
Absolutely.
it works every time.
It does.
So I know you as a caregiver, and I want to elaborate on that. And I love that about you.
Yeah.
So, for caring for others, even while you facing your own health battles, you continue to care for others, especially the elderly. What keeps you serving when yourself needs strength?
What keeps me serving is I know without a shadow of a doubt that that is one of the assignments of my life. I've been a caregiver all my life. Is all my life. I can go back and tell you. And so, and I know that I took care of my foster mother, took care of her daughter.
Mm,
Now I'm taking care of my foster mother's daughter's son, Pete.
mm,
That's three. But not only that, other people too. Other people. And God just had me to know. He said one day he said, look back, look at what you do. Look back. And it showed me that he just put that caregiving in me. it's just there.
Yeah, that's
And
a special gift.
I do it, because I do it to the glory of God, because I know He gave me that gift, and that's my purpose, one of my assignments in life. So I just keep it moving.
And I think that's a special gift because a lot of people they think when they're like dementia and
Oh,
el-
wow.
um autism,
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
I said autism, um Alzheimer's,
All time.
um that they forget them and put them away. But then, like people like you go to them and talk to them. Like you have to have a special heart for that, and I bless you because you allowed me to do that with you one day. So it's just a blessing to see that
Mm-hmm.
as well.
And
So,
but
mhm,
always remember that whatever we do, God has already purposed it for our lives.
Amen.
He's already purposed it. And you have to know, sometimes it takes you a little while to really understand what he's saying. This is for you. This is what you do. This is for you. But once you know your purpose, you just do it
Oh, you
to his
speaking to
glory.
me.
You just do it for his glory.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's another nugget, y'all. That's another nugget. So, how do you feel yourself back up after giving so much?
Oh, through prayer, through praise, through reading the Bible. I'm always listening to ministry at home. Pull up different pastors and different. I love singing. I love choir singing. We don't have that much in this day, but I love choir singing. All of that. Just sometimes, I just have church at home by myself. Just
Okay.
me and the TV at the
Yes.
church. So I thank God for that too, because it just keeps you going. It gives you that strength that you need, that added strength that you need. Yeah.
Amen.
In my circumstance, my circumstances, as far as my husband, I don't, I talk about it, but sometimes I
I got you.
veer away from it because it is emotional. Because my husband, I have such a wonderful husband, and to uh, see him with that disease that's hard in itself. But but I believe God. God does nothing wrong.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes it hurts my heart. Feel like it's broke. It's like in pieces. But I know that God does nothing wrong. So I say, God, will you just give me the strength to take me through this, take me through it. And so He does. He does. I mean, sometimes I need it. Sometimes I'll leave where he is to, visit and leave and, cry coming down the road. But then I crying, I said, Lord, give me the strength.
Yeah.
And thank God he's being taken care of in an
Yes.
excellent way. So that helps me a whole lot.
Well, I like that we talked about your husband because now we're going to talk about your husband. So, you stood by your husband through his declining health. How do you keep on showing up with love, strength, and patience in a moment of exhaustion?
Well, I show up because number one, I know that that's my purpose. Number two, when we got married, I realized the vows that we took. I didn't take it lightly when we got married. I did not. And number three, I love this man so much, so much. I can't tell you. He's been such a see, I'm getting. He's been such a awesome person to me. I mean, we got married young. Well, you know that I was
Mm-hmm.
young,
Mm-hmm.
and so he kind of helped me grow to a point also, if you can understand that.
Yeah, I got you.
And he's just has been such a kind, compassionate, caring, patient man. What in the world? How could I not?
Not, yep,
How could
that's
I
true.
not?
So you just step into the question. So what does till death do us part mean to you now?
It means just what it says. I mean, I will do my best. I even try to go beyond my best for him. I do, because that's the vows to death do
Do
us
us part.
part.
Ooh, I be trying to tell them the wisdom of the seasons, woman. You need to listen to 'em. So, as an elder, because you're also an elder in the church,
Mhm.
what is one piece of wisdom you believe every young woman needs to hear today?
Mm. One piece of wisdom. Oh. Let me think on that. One piece of wisdom, just one piece that
Mhm.
they need to hear. I think, thinking of today's younger women, number one is that you have to have that patience. You know, younger people tend to want it right now. I got to have it right now. And they get in trouble doing things like that, want it right now, got to have it right now. They don't wait and consult God. I guess that would be my one piece of wisdom. Always consult God.
And you
Always
told me that.
ask Him what He wants for your life. You can't go wrong that way.
Yeah.
Cannot.
And I love that you said that because you told me that one day. You didn't know we were in revival with Frank Delaney. And we was talking about marriage and that. I was like, sometimes I wonder. And you was like, you just gotta be patient, baby. She
That's
said
it.
sometimes silent
Hmm.
works as much. And I'm not that one. I'm like, I'm working on not to get my get back. I call it get back.
Right.
So I be and I be like, oh, Mama Beverly,
You know,
be quiet.
I know you've always heard the phrase that sweet will
Get you more.
than sour.
Yeah,
So that's true. That's just true.
it's
Be
true.
kind, be nice.
I'm trying. Pray for me, Lord. I'm trying.
Oh, you
But pray
oh
for
you're
me.
gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
So
Yeah.
what mistakes do you want us to avoid in life in love and faith?
Number one, I pleasing people, people pleasers.
Mm.
Please avoid that. I mean, for a long time, I admitted that I was that for a while in my life, but it gets you nowhere fast. Nowhere fast because, but it's. I think it like I care about people. I love people, but you have to be careful. You can't be a people pleaser. You can care about people. You can love them, but you can't be a people pleaser. That will get you nowhere
No,
fast.
because they never satisfied.
Mm.
And I wish you would have told me that last year. But I'm learning. Like you never too old to learn because now I'm learning like first we gotta please God.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't please man.
No.
And now if God tell us to do something, just do it in what he told us to do and then
Absolutely.
just leave it alone from there.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
learning that every day. I'm learning that every day. So before we had started, we was talking about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And you had talked
Mm.
about it and I love what you said. So we're gonna talk about legacy now. What kind of legacy do you hope to
Mm.
leave
It's,
both in your family and in church?
it's funny that you asked that. I do think about that a lot. Like I told you, when you get old, you know that you don't have as much time as you did have. That's just the way it is. And I have been thinking about that. I actually want people to just my legacy would be that I love people,
You do.
that I love people, but that I love God, and that God was the most important thing in my life, and He is and was and He is,
I love it.
and that I made someone's life, even if it's just one person. I hope I did more than that, but I made someone's life better or easier, and that I was definitely, without a doubt, a caretaker.
And
Yes, those
I
are the
just
things.
want to give you your flowers now.
Mhm.
You and mother
Mm.
Mama Rose. I keep her, she's not here, but you and Mama Rose have while I've been here because I left my family and it still hurts. I mean, calling them is okay, but when you was raised with them all and then you had to be pulled like
Oh,
Moses,
yes.
it hurts.
Sure.
And for you guys to just take me in, like sometimes I really feel like you are my mother. I got a
I'm glad
mom,
you
but
feel like that. I'm glad you
um,
feel
you and it's you never know. It's crazy. Like I could come to church, you'd be like, baby, you don't have to tell me what it is. I'm gonna pray for you. And I'll be like, why do she know? God, stop telling her. And I be really stop telling these people. And I mean, I could put a smile. I could fake it if I want to. But she'll sit there and be like, sweetheart, I'm praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that, that's a legacy that I will remember. If God take me now, God take you now, because it's a little ghetto down here. But anyway, that's a legacy that I would want for somebody to have for me too. Like, oh, she always was praying for me. She always knew how to say, because you always encourage me, even when I be faking the funk. You be like sweet, and you do it so sweet, and I love it. You're not aggressive with it. You be like, sweetheart, I'm praying.
Mm-hmm. I had to learn that. I mean, I will admit that in my earlier days, I was just so adamant about Christ, and I had all four sons,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was so adamant about Christ that I think sometimes I actually really turned them off. But I think now that they're grown, they understand where I was coming from. But I had to learn how to tone it down just a little bit because people can accept it better if you tone it down. And people really know, here's the thing, people know when you are genuinely caring about them. They know. They know. They may not say it to you or whatever. They know if you care. And I ask God to give me a caring
And you do, because
and a loving heart.
never, like, some will say, baby, what's wrong? And then I'll come out and tell you. But sometimes you say, you don't have to say nothing. I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
And you just don't understand how it just cheers somebody up. And when you said about your kids, don't worry. Because, like it says in the Bible,
Oh,
train
absolutely.
them up.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
my son was quoting me some stuff. And I was like, well, you go, little boy. Like,
Hmm.
I didn't know you know that.
Yeah, mine are all past grown. Well, they grown. I
Mm-hmm.
say past grown because they all probably be in the 50s. Yeah, all of them. Junior be 50 next year. But they tell me if I make a slip up. But you say it. Okay, okay, okay,
Yep, my
okay.
son
So,
do
but I
that
like
too.
that. I like that.
Yep,
I like that.
it do.
Yeah.
And it cheers you up. It makes you feel better
Mhm.
that you
Mhm.
know that they were listening. Because
Mhm.
sometimes their behavior make you be like,
Yeah.
were they listening to me? Oh,
They were.
oh, they off the chain. I said, Jesus,
But
take the
everybody,
wheel.
everybody has to be processed. Believe me, everybody has to be processed. And one thing about God, He can change you with the one word. He can change you. So
Mm-hmm.
we can't. That's why it's kind of not so good when we try to judge people, because you can be looking one way tonight, and tomorrow God can deal with you tonight, and tomorrow you'll be a whole different person. And you can't
Mm-hmm.
do it because God can change you in a heartbeat.
That's
Can
true.
change things in a heartbeat. And,
So the last thing for legacy, what God has called you to finish in this season of your life right now?
oh, I've been working on something that God, I know, an assignment that God has given me. Been working on it for a while now, and it could not seem to get it off and going. And that's another thing with the elderly. Uh, I just I want to be a blessing to them because I see where they are. And I'm elderly myself, so I know, and I see where they are. I see what challenges they have. I see, in this day we're living in, insurances are not for
Ooh,
us.
no.
It seems like everything is kind of like against the elderly,
It is.
and on top of that, sometimes people's mentality is that if you're a certain age, you well, just sit her over there. She
Mm-hmm.
can't do a thing anymore.
Mm.
Well, not so, not so, not so. And so my thing is to just be a blessing to the elderly, knowing that they can be that God still, as long as you have breath,
In your body.
God has a purpose for you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like you got to go somewhere and sit and not do anything. No, no, no. As long as you got breath, as long as He gives you energy, as long as He gives you the strength, He's got purpose for you.
Yes, he
And that's
does.
what I want them to know. And I want them to know that they are valuable. The wisdom that elderly people have
Mm.
is valuable.
Yep.
And so all of those kinds of things. Yeah.
But I was always like, my cousins would be, or my friends would be like, you weird. And I'm like, well, I'm weird. You want to hang with the older people. And I'm like, well, what I'm going to learn from y'all? Y'all, I mean, I done did that half before y'all started. And I said, the elders are the ones, they did it before because ain't nothing new under the sun.
Nothing,
I said,
nothing.
so I want to know if I'm doing it wrong. Maybe they got something to fix it or
Yeah.
change it or, pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will always,
And that's what I want elderly people to know, that they have a purpose.
mhm.
They we have okay. Say if I'm going from Lynchburg to Roanoke, okay. So the elderly, they know that route. They've been from Lynchburg to Roanoke 100 times.
Mhm.
You may not. You have maybe you just been to Bedford.
Yeah,
So I can tell you that road between Bedford and Roanoke. I can tell you because I've been there, done that.
yeah.
And I don't mind telling the mistakes I've made. And I have made well, we all make mistakes. I've made mistakes.
Mm.
I don't want anybody to go through that. I'll say, listen, you need to save your money. I was a
Yeah.
spender. I like to
Ooh,
spend.
Lord, because
You
I
need to
spent.
save. You need to save your money.
Yeah.
I tell my sons that all the time. You need to save your money. You need to do this. You need to do that because we have been there and done that. And even the failures is a lesson.
Yeah,
Even
it
in
is.
the failures, there's a lesson.
Yeah. I love that. And even in the failures, I'm going to have to write that down in my journal. I love that. So, what does your prayer look like now after all you endured, and how did it change over the years?
Mm. Mm. Well, it definitely has changed because I feel like my relationship with Christ is different. It's different. I had that process. I had to
Mm,
process to where I am now.
mm,
But my prayer now is I thank God. I thank Him a lot. I don't kind of ask Him for a whole lot. I just thank Him for my life. I
mm,
thank Him that He's kept me through this life journey. I thank Him because He's keeping my husband. He's keeping us. He's keeping our family. And back then it was kind of different. When you're younger, you don't think like that. You have to
mm-mm.
be processed, and that's the reason for the trials and temptations too.
Mm.
Can I say that?
Amen.
I
Say
I,
it.
I used to think because I'm saved, I got saved. I got saved at 12. I know I did. I got saved at 12, baptized and saved at 12. Nobody can tell me I didn't. I did. So my 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 experience, I had to be processed to where I am now. And I thank God for my relationship with Him now because we do have trials and temptations. Sometimes it's one thing after another thing after another thing.
Ooh.
And sometimes, we can get thrown off balance, but I thank God for the Holy Ghost that's in you. It reminds you of who you are, it tells you that you can go on, it tells you that the enemy is just a lie from
Yeah.
the start.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. I just thank God for my relationship with Him. I
Mm,
do.
mm, mm.
I really do.
So, how do you listen for God's voice in the seasons of silence?
Hmm. Well, sometimes He's not going to speak to us all the time. But guess what?
Mm.
What does He want us to do in that time when He's kind of
Get closer
silent?
to Him.
He wants us to trust Him.
Oh, I love that.
He wants us to trust Him. There again, you have to be processed to that level where if He's not saying anything, you don't do anything.
Mm.
Don't if He's not saying anything, don't do anything. I had to learn that myself too. And because He's not speaking and you're not hearing in that season, He's always working. He's working behind the scenes.
Mm.
I'm dealing with something right now. Has to do with benefits and my husband's benefits and
Mm-hmm.
his care and all of that. I'm working with that right now. Well, I haven't got a complete answer on that, but I know he's
Working
working
on
it.
it.
See, the enemy will try to tell you, oh, you might
Give
as well
up.
forget it.
Hmm.
Give up, hang up, blah, blah, blah. No, devil is a liar. God is working on it. And
Mm.
somehow he's going to bring it to pass. But now, is he telling me to be patient? Yes. Is he telling me to trust him in this time? Yes. Is he telling me he's going to take care of things? Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So, if you could speak directly to somebody watching right now, who feels tired, sick, or ready to give up, what would you say to strengthen them?
I would say, get in your word. I'd say, pray. I'd say, get with somebody that's going to encourage you. Get with
Mm.
the right people that's going to encourage you. Somebody that's going to be a blessing to you, not a curse.
Mm.
Somebody that's going to
Okay.
bless your life. And I would say, just know that God is true to His word. He is not like man. He will not lie to you. He's always with you. He's going to always be with you. He's going to be your strength. Just and get those scriptures that will help whatever situation you're in. Get those scriptures and say them every day. Read them every day.
I love that.
And do not, absolutely do not give up. I
Hmm.
mean, I have been in a place that almost like I want to throw the towel in. I want to, here we go. No, don't give up. Don't give up.
Well, I do thank you for giving us your time today, blessing us with your presence. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us. DM us on YouTube, and we'll try to find the answer for you. We'll talk to you next time. Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for spending time and your moments with us on Heal People, Healing People. Just as healing is not a straight line, neither is your journey. I hope that you learned something, got something from it, and I pray that you'll join us on our next episode. Have a great day.